Hello, Tiina. You are the festival and program director of the only A-class film festival in Northern European region. For those people who have never been to PÖFF, how would you define the identity of the Tallinn Black Nights Film Festival?
It depends what do you mean, because if we are speaking about our own audience, then it is one case, and if we are speaking about the international image, it is somehow it is a little bit another case. And why I am speaking that it is a little bit another case, that actually, of course, if we are putting together our program, it should have to be so that it is each of the festivals actually is depending of the own market. And it is the reason why the festivals do have the different kind of faces. Even maybe outward they are more or less the same, but if you are going deeply, then you can see that actually the choice of the topics and films and artistical value and they are different. And in this case, we should have to be always in connection with our audience, and at the same time we should have to be a little bit forward of audience, but not so much. We should have to be reachable. And audience usually is voting with the legs. And we should have to think about our box office, because we are somehow like Berlinale, where industry and audience festival is mixed, because Cannes is poor industry festival. And we should have to think about our audience, and this is the reason which is dictating also somehow our selection. I mean, especially the side program issue. And at the same time, we should have to be interesting festival for the international industry and also international press, which is dictating again all the level and selection of festival of the our competition programs. And at the same time, again, the competition programs should have to be interesting, and our audience should have to understand what they are watching, and they should have to like this, what they are watching. Outside also, I think so that if, let's say, the industry people are coming to Tallinn, and many of them, of course, who have been already, I can say that we are very democratic and very liberal festival, because we are not making any differences between, let's say, the beginners and already big stars or celebrities. As much we can, we are keeping them on the same level. And also it is somehow like a village festival in quite a big city, because Tallinn is quite a big city comparing to Paris, for instance. Our square meters are even bigger than in Paris, but which doesn't mean that we do have a people more. No, not at all. But anyway, as we do have here around 400,000 people, it is also not so small amount of people if you are taking under the consideration that actually we do have inhabitants 1,400,000. So in Tallinn city we do have our village where everything is very much concentrated in the very center of the city, the hotels, the cinemas, the restaurants, party places. So you can have everything on walking distance, which is of course pretty good, as we do have a very dark days. So you can see sunshine, if you can see, if it is not behind the clouds, around 6 hours only per day. And the people who are staying in Tallinn more than a couple of days, they in one moment are saying that they are missing something. Oops, it is sunshine what they are missing. And we are also somehow curated festival. I mean that actually we cannot rise without border. I mean that actually there must be some kind of limits of guests. And somehow I like that it is a curated festival because I think so that let's say between 2,000 to 3,000 accredited foreign guests, it is our limits because we don't want to be anonymous festival. We would like to take care about our guests. We like that we know everyone. We like it is that between industry and festival people we don't have any borderline because today you are industry guest and tomorrow you are the festival guest and back festival guest. Next day there will be next festival the guest of the industry. And you can meet here in Tallinn, let's say the people who you know that they are existing somewhere in Berlin or in Cannes, but here you just easily can see and meet during the breakfast or in lobby of the main hotels.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the audience, what makes a film festival. Speaking of films, for the second year in a row, PÖFF has 5 very distinctive competition programs. They are full of international and world premieres. And how would you comment on this year's selection?
No, mainly there are world premieres, I must say. And and yes, in this case we are not so, how to say, demanding festival because we are, I think so somehow cleverly thinking theme that as we are taking place in the end of the year, then of course if we really would like to pick up a film which has been ready in the springtime, then we are not so strongly against the local festival premiere. And it depends of the year. Some years are more international premieres, some year less. But mainly, yes, we are of course trying to get world premieres because the world premieres are more interesting for the industry and for also press. And I think so that it is also part of our job and duty to discover brand new festival films and to bring this in front of the audience, press and industry. If we are speaking about the competition, then I don't want and I don't like and I don't have even rights to give separate comments to the different kind of competition or films. But what I would like to say is that this year it is in this case maybe more exceptional that if, of course, such kind of people are, they are not so big amount of who can watch all the films in the competitions. But if you really are watching all the films, you can see the life worldwide with all the problems, with all the wars, with all the hating, loving things between nations and states. And I think so that the festival should have to be like a platform for different kind of discussions, discussion between the filmmakers, between the countries and between filmmakers and audience. And this year we do have more than never ever have we had the films what are rising different kind of discussions. And let's say very often, how to say, the filmmaking takes time, usually 2-3 years. And sometimes the film industry is accused that the films are too far from the life in our days. This year it is not too far. It is quite hot, I must say. And at the same time I'm quite proud of that we are giving the place for the voices from different kind of oppositions in the countries where, let's say, the regime is quite strict and not, let's say, softly said, not the maybe best one.
Yes, so basically everything that's happening in the world will end up on the silver screens of Tallinn Black Nights.
More or less, yes.
Okay, so for the first time, PÖFF has a focus region, not a focus country as usually, and this year is Serbia and southeastern European countries. And what's thrilling and exciting about this focus region this year?
No, it is always both side traffic because usually the countries are turning to us and asking to be taken as part of the focus country. And it was quite many years ago, because there is a queue, when Serbia asked to be part of the focus country. And then in the discussion with the director of the old formal director of the Serbian Film Institute, the Film Center, we became to the decision that maybe it is more interesting to pick up, let's say, the countries also with whom Serbia is making co-production, because let's say this region is in this case very similar to the Baltic countries, that yes, sometimes we are making only, let's say, Lithuanian, Estonian film with Estonian, Lithuanian, Latvian monies, but mainly we are cooperating between Baltic countries and, for instance, Scandinavian countries. And the same is in this region, because the production, they all are low production countries, and they are making co-production films a lot. And so we asked, we had the working title Serbia and the Friends, and we asked to bring together the countries with whom they are making co-production. And also it is interesting because, let's say, the older people like me, they know the old Yugoslavian cinema, which was very strong one of the strongest in East Europe, and not only in East Europe. I think so that there is the 60s, a new wave, and also the black wave brought into the history of cinema a lot of interesting names. And I think so that it is interesting to get to see and understand what is going on in these countries now. I don't think so that there has been such kind of focus, regional focus. And there is their own face somehow, but I'm not going to speak about this. I let you discover what is symptomatic, and but it is quite interesting.
And definitely educational for younger audiences about this black wave cinema. The retrospective.
Yes, in this case, yes, it is our tradition actually that we are always picking up also some kind of interesting movements in the history, because in Estonia we don't have so far the other way how to introduce to cinema fans, let's say, the history of the cinema. And of course, you know, it is easy to complete some kind of old retrospective from French, German, USA filmmakers, but a region like this or countries like this, it is definitely, it is not easy to get, and I think so that it is very important to bring out such kind of things.
So last but not least, we spoke about film guests and program. Tell me, why should a regular film fan or film tourist visit PÖFF? What is the secret ingredient?
You mean right now the film tourist, not the industry people? I think so that, no, of course, I'm not thinking that actually people are going from very far countries just to see the films. But if they are already in Tallinn and from the closer countries like Finland, for instance, or Latvia, Lithuania, Sweden, Denmark also, Norway. I can say so that actually we are showing, comparing to all these festivals in our region, the most newest, freshest films. So if you would like to keep your hand on the pulse, what is going on, and to get all the trends and news and see the people, you should have to come to Tallinn. And it is a privilege of the so-called A-class festival, because somehow there are films which are finishing the year tour during our festival in the side programs, or the films who are nominated for the Oscars or European Film Academy Award or BAFTA, but at the same time we are launching brand new ones. And we are launching also very brand new ones, picking up films from Venice, San Sebastian, Toronto, Locarno. So they are only starting with the tours. And of course, all our festival films in our competitions, which are starting and getting the flight from our festival. So let's say the people from other countries, like also the fans, they are going and seeing the films, what we are launching, what we are bringing on the screen. So if you would like to be, let's say, the first one, come to Tallinn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Tiina, and enjoy the festival and good luck.
Thank you.
And now we have here Mikk Granström, head of Youth and Children's Film Festival Justfilm. What are the focal topics of this year's Justfilm Festival?
Yes, hi Elisa. Our main focus is on actually two international competition program. One is the Youth Film competition, International Competition Program, and Children Film Competition Program. So we have 52 films in total this year. We have record of numbers premieres, 17 premieres, which shows that filmmakers have found us, and I think nowadays we are one of the most important children and youth film festival in Europe. So we are very delighted that Justfilm has a record number of guests this year, with over 200 guests, meaning that all the films have guests coming to Estonia, which is also very good. But one important change is that in addition to the children program, we have separate competition program for juniors, films for the youngest. But the focus this year will be the themes related to home, school, tolerance, growing up, and etc. etc. Everything that is important for the young people.
Mm. Yes, those topics are really important indeed. And what are the most important factors while selecting films to Justfilm program?
That's very good question. The most important thing is that this is the story. The story must speak to children and young people, and the story must be well told, and the subject matters on the film must speak to the young people today. But if you look if you look around the world, we see that today's children and youth films are very modern. It means that children and youth film reflects what is important in the world at the moment. So, for example, this year's our program includes films about AI, about Ukraine, etc., etc. So, yeah, the modern youth film is the youth film nowadays is very modern.
Yes, this year's new strand is international young filmmaker program. If I was a young filmmaker, how to get my film to that program, and what is the age limit?
Not the age limit is 18 years, and you have many options to get our program. First, you have to submit our film, or you have to submit a script to our script competition. I think this is. I think it's a very good opportunity for young people to show the films on the big screen, and as it in international competition this year, it's a chance for young people to test themselves in international competition. And I believe that this program will give us a new wave of great filmmakers also.
And if I understand correctly, if I want to submit my film to a young filmmaker program, then I don't have to have a specific education. I can be just a film fan with a film camera.
Exactly. That's the main idea, that you can bring your own movie to the big screen, and we can offer this that kind of big screen to our young filmmakers.
So yeah, that's a really good springboard for young filmmakers.
Yeah.
In addition, Just Film is a year-round film education provider, and you are also one of the initiators of PÖFF Film School. What are the main activities of PÖFF Film School?
I start with the goal. The main goal of this project is to promote film studies and bring film education to general education schools. And the most Estonian schools do not offer film studies. And in addition to increase the students' knowledge of film, it is also important to train teachers as how to use film in education, and to introduce the possibilities to integrating film art as means of expressions with other subjects. So we have, for example, courses for teachers like connecting film with education, master classes on editing for teachers, screenwriting master classes for teachers, how to use technology, and etc. And also we have many courses for the students also, writing a script, editing course, special effects, documentary course, history of film, and etc. and technology and film, and etc. So this is actually very huge projects. We have almost 1,000 students and 200 teachers there.
And PÖFF Film School, it's at the moment it's just Estonia based, right? Not international.
Yes.
Okay. However, could you give 2 or 3 reasons why would you recommend film educational activities to other film festivals too?
I can give you 5, but yes, of course, the most important thing is to engage young people, and youth engagement also keep the festival alive, so that young people go to the cinemas and see a wide variety of films, as well as involving students. It is also possible to involve teachers. So I think we are a very good example here. Thanks to the teachers, we can promote film in schools even better every year. So engagement is right word here.
Okay, thank you, Mikk, and enjoy the festival and programming.
Thank you.
Film.
Thank you.
The most important update of this year's edition of Just Film are the Just Film Industry Days. Now we have here Kärt Väinola, the coordinator of Just Film Industry Days. My first question would be, where did this idea came from? Just Film Industry Days?
I would say the idea has been brewing in my and Mikk's head for a while now, and especially considering we have the Young Filmmaker program and with more and more world premieres on the festival side, it in a way only made sense to start with our own industry strand, and needless to say, we are very excited.
And what's the big aim of Just Film Industry Days?
The aim is to offer quality content for our different audiences, to bring here international children's and youth filmmakers, also other festival organizers, and we definitely want to include teachers as they are the ones training the new generation of filmmakers, potential filmmakers, and the cinema goers, and of course to include the students and film students. We have in our program we have some dedicated workshops and master classes. For the teachers, we actually have a special program this year. We talk about how to make school and lessons more interactive, how to use film in the studies, and also we do it in partnership with the European Film Factory, and also for the teachers we have dedicated AI panel talk to talk about the ins and outs and the good, the bad about AI, the chat robots, how to use it and whatnot. And for the students, also in partnership with the European Film Factory, we have film screening and a master class. We show Ana Mariscal's El Camino, and afterwards Anna's son, who had a pivotal role in the restoration of the film, gives a master class on the restoration of the film, and we welcome all the film students, educators, and why not just regular students who are interested in the process. And generally in the program we also have other AI topics, and we talk about AI effects on the society, culture, education. We also have some talks and master classes for filmmakers. Again, in partnership with Keys Regio, we have this very interesting panel discussion about like all the ins and outs from script to screen. We have three really lovely experts in the international industry, Viola Gabrielli, Agata Darlasi, and Julie Scaufel, who talk about talent programs, about pitching opportunities, about talent labs, script labs, and give Estonian international filmmakers overview on that. And we also have a panel with distributors talking about essentially on how and why sometimes or often brilliant films don't really make it into international. Don't make it internationally, and of course everything is in. We talk about everything from our industry strand's perspective. So kids film, children's films, and youth films. So I think all different audiences will definitely find something from the program, and we are very excited.
Yes, the whole PÖFF is really excited about it. Thank you, Kärt, and enjoy Just Film Industry Days.
Thank you.
And now we have here Marge Liiske, head of industry at Tallinn and Baltic event. And it's the 22nd time when industry at Tallinn and Baltic event is taking place in Tallinn. And it's gathering nearly 700 film professionals all over the world. What are the key topics in this year's industry program?
Hello to everybody. Yes, it is the 22nd year nevertheless, we try to be with our filmmakers every year talking about what's important for them, and I am sure that no one can pass alongside without the AI anymore. Therefore, this is one of the topics that we are definitely addressing, and we don't want to make it as a threat to everybody, but it just is a new tool that we have to incorporate. So the sooner the better, I think, and we will be giving a lot of tools to understand what generative AI is, both at the panel level or at the workshops level, as your staff writer, as in gaming topics. So I really think it is something that we talk about in addition to all the so-called usual topics. What our projects are, where is my money, what's always interesting about distribution and topics like that. And I have to say that definitely that characterizes our market is somehow the attention on young producers, both project holders and attendants. We have a couple of interesting projects for young professionals this year, so I really invite everybody to discover different panels and talks. So they are many. They are really more than 100, so everybody should find their own interest place.
Is there something else that is also like a major thing in this year's industry?
I think what we noticed when talking to filmmakers and reading the projects is a lot of filmmakers are concentrating on social responsibility and what it means to be human nowadays, and this absolutely valid point and concern, especially nowadays with all kinds of natural disasters and wars are again threatening us. This is definitely one of the themes that we noticed, but we also have a lot, like among 64 projects that we are presenting in the series market and film market, there are also a lot of comedies, genre films. In fact, it looks like a little kaleidoscope. Every time you look at it under a different angle, you see a new picture. So I think this is we are happy to present to our industry guests is colorful kaleidoscope of young and more experienced producers and different topics.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so PÖFF has this year a focus region, Serbia and Southeastern European countries. Can you share some insights about the audiovisual industry in this region?
Yes, I can, but really, really little, because as we already probably mentioned, it's 5 countries. From many that we could highlight on, it's Serbia, Croatia, North Macedonia, Montenegro and Slovenia. But interesting is what industry is looking at is from the point of view of co-productions. And these countries have been trying to regulate their film industries in a way that it would be harmonized and easy to cooperate with. So this is something that we definitely will talk on November 16 at the panel about focus countries. I'm really looking forward to it, not only from the regulation side, but also the creative side, because we have, I think, 12 or 14 different projects at the industry section. We have short films, we have films at the Black Night Film Festival competition and focus country program. So I think this is the latest place that you can really understand what is important when you are dealing with the regions. I am very happy to welcome the delegation from these countries as well.
So yeah, considering the turbulent world at the moment, and we are really glad that we are having here this festival, although there are so many not so happy events now in the world. Can you highlight some events that are related to those little bit harsher topics, like, for example, some countries that are in a war at the moment?
Yes, we take the war in Ukraine very seriously, and if last year we had highlighting the industries and presenting projects, this year we have a different approach. Exactly on November 17 is the 631 days of Ukraine in war, and we are looking at what Europe has done with regards to the solidarity towards Ukrainian filmmakers. We present different funds, and there are some success stories also in cooperation with the Creative Europe Media Program, which we are very happy, and we'll have interesting topics and panels, and including the case study about murals that we will also see at PÖFF opening and closing. So it will be both technological side of the Ukrainian filmmaking, which is boosting, and also the content side of it. That's one of those that I would recommend to watch.
Yes, and as you mentioned, the industry at Tallinn and the Baltic event has over 100 events. And do you have any must-attend events also?
Well, that's a hard question because we all love our babies, and definitely I am keen on watching all of them. We didn't mention the drama series part, which we have now TV Beats Forum since 6 years already. So I think there are very interesting topics and masterclasses going on during those 2 days, and interesting projects that we will present from the region and even further. Absolutely, one of the highlights is the Innovation Day on November 17. I talked a little bit about Ukraine, but there are also a lot of topics about the regulations in AI, what we are facing today, a little bit of gaming. I would say this is one of the areas that we have been trying to introduce since many years. This year it is from the point of view of writing for games, and is it different from serious writing? Is it different from writing for film? Definitely it is, but what are the secrets and what are the tools that filmmakers can use? We will present that. Absolutely amazing will be also 2 guests from US sharing their experiences as former Paramount executive Aritan, that will talk about what are the implications of your strategy when you are creating content, but also Gail and Hurt, a legendary US producer behind Walking Dead and Terminator, will also share her insights about artists in this difficult world of novelties and AI, and what produces place is in it. So I think that there are definitely things to watch. And if you come from far, don't miss our location tours to southern Estonia, Tartu, and eastern part, Ida-Viru. So these are amazing opportunities to see what is going on outside Tallinn. Many things to watch, and we are really looking forward to welcome professionals that are keen to discover not only our program, but also what the festival has to offer and what the country has to offer.
Yes, and last but not least, you mentioned those location tours. If I was a person from international film industry, why would you recommend me going to Narva or Eastern Viru, Ida-Viru country?
It's a mix of history and present, because it's, as you know, or you will discover, it's the edge of NATO. So this is where the Estonian border faces the Russian border. But it's not only about that. There are absolutely amazing scenery in the nature, interesting locations, Soviet time locations, and professional filmmakers. We have been training over the last 2 years, and they are keen on working with film crews. There is also Ida-Viru Film Fund you can get money from. So it is a trip to maybe to the world you never been to. So that would be interesting.
And Tartu?
Tartu, as you know, it's a place where our smoke saunas mostly are. So if you ever heard about Smoke Sauna Sisterhood success in the world, they are running for Oscars. It's a documentary. But Tartu is the region that you can not only discover the amazing locations of the region, the southern Estonia, but also, if you wish, one day coming back and experience the sauna of the smoke sauna. This is the place to be.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Marge, and enjoy the industry days, and good luck.
Thank you, and welcome.
Another part, important part of PÖFF is Discovery Campus, and it's a big part of industry at Tallinn and the overall PÖFF, and it's targeted to emerge new young talents. And now we have here the Managing Director of Discovery Campus, Triin Tramberg. Hello.
Hello.
Could you tell us what is this Discovery Campus program all about?
As you said, it is a training program for emerging young talent around the world. We want to make it as a platform for young talents to train themselves through workshops and masterclasses and interesting panels, but also for the industry to see and find new talent, that is cinematographers, producers, directors, scriptwriters, production designers, actors and actresses, and composers. So all of this creative crew to make a film.
So this year, Discovery Campus has a brand new sub-program. It's called Frame Within a Frame. And who are a part of Frame Within a Frame?
So Frame Within a Frame is for cinematographers, and all of our programs is designed so that we bring out 8 new talents and 5 new projects. And within Frame Within a Frame, we have the cinematographers from Ecuador to China, so it's really from around the world. We have Philip Ross, who's going to come and design the workshops. This year's theme is focus on lighting and texture, and we're really happy that we even got Ari on board. So this is really a hands-on workshop for 8 new cinematographers, but we're also going to do some of these, one of the workshops is going to be open for the public, so it will be interesting.
Discovery Campus has many other parts as well. For example, a really big part of Discovery Campus is Music Meets Film, and that is taking place already for 11th time. And as you have told me, it has changed its layout this year. So can you tell us about it?
Yes, Music Meets Film did do a big change. Before it was more of an event to discuss the trends of music business in film. We had panels, we had, it was more of a mingle event. But now we have decided also to focus on talent. So we're going to introduce 8 composers from the region. Not only from the region actually, but so 8 composers. and these composers are going to have a masterclass with John Altman. We are going to do a scoring workshop with orchestral tools. They're going to understand a little bit how the world of how to interact, composing and directing, and all of this comes together. So it will be a great stepping point, especially for, I think, for Estonian composers, because we don't have a place to actually study film composing. So this is a great way for composers to step their foot into this world.
Yeah, that is excellent. And the Discovery Campus has also a script pool, and you are the manager of script pool also.
Well, Script Pool is not only about for actually screenwriters. It's a program where we present 5 international projects that are packaged in a way that is presentable for the industry. Usually the final draft of the project is in place, also some part of the financing. So it means that the projects are actually going to be made. We've had great success stories. We've had films in Venice competition, in Berlin competition, Toronto Gala. And this year, I have been shaping this program for quite a while, and now I'm really happy to say that this is for emerging talent. So all of the directors, scriptwriters, this is their first film. We have 5. They are going to have workshops that is in collaboration with International Screen Institute. And we're also really happy that we have T-Port Online Market to help us select and promote Discovery Campus and Script Pool. So I wouldn't say too much about the projects themselves, because you have to come and find out on the website and to hear the pitching. But as said, we've had great stories, and I think right now the one that we are very happy is 20,000 Species of Bees, that premiered this year in Berlin competition, and now it's for the Lux Audience Award, European Film Awards. So fingers crossed that we have a next big film there.
Yeah, to 20,000 Species of Bees, it is a true success story. And we also have a Black Room. Can you tell us a little bit about Black Room, and whether are there any success stories already?
There's not success stories yet, but we've had it's the 3rd year, and we've had very interesting mentors coming. Each year we have one mentor that designs the whole program. This year we're going to have Cave Quinn, who is the production designer for Transporting, Emma, Judy. So we're going to have a dive into these films and how this world was created. And again, we have 8 production designers to keep an eye on, for whom these workshops are designed for, and hopefully soon we can find a success story from there also.
One of the most attractive parts of Discovery Campus is Black Night Stars, and this is for emerging young actors from the Baltic Sea region. So could you characterize this year's Black Night Stars?
This year's Black Night Stars are all really emerging. I would say it's hard to bring out any star, but because they have done a lot of theatre, some of them have done a little bit of TV, some of them have done a little bit of film, but no one has done anything yet too big. And that's something that we try to keep, because we want for the casting agents, for the directors who meet these stars, to really find new talent. But if I would bring out anyone from the 8 stars, it would be Langston Weeble, I think that's how you pronounce the name. He's a British-German actor who's also been in Unorthodox. And we also have a Polish emerging actress called Karolina Respa, which I know for a fact that her upcoming film is yet to be screened. So it's really a new talent.
Mm-hmm. Is there any success stories from the Black Knight stars? Like imagine that here in Discovery Campus you see a young beginning actor or actress, and you can see this person in next few years as on a really big blockbuster or a big TV series.
Here in Estonia, we've had success stories where Estonian actresses like Hennessy Schmidt or Päru Oja has found their agent, and the agent got them to star in the Netflix series Vikings. So there is a little bit.
And let's talk about a little bit of the speakers of Discovery Campus program. As you have told me, there are some very high-level speakers this year, and who are coming?
So as I said already, John Altman, Cave Quinn, we are going to do, we're really happy that we got our official partner PwC Legal, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and we are with them going to do a panel, opening panel, and within that panel we're going to have Boaz Yokin, the American-Israeli scriptwriter director. We're also going to have here from Estonia different names like Tanel Toom is going to come, Elen Lotman. So I think we have quite a good selection of names.
Thank you, Triin.
Thank
you. Good luck with organizing all this.
Thank you.
And now we have here Heinrich Sepp, who is the spokesperson of PÖFF Shorts. Can you tell us what makes PÖFF Shorts sub-festival special in the really big and expanding PÖFF program?
Thank you for the question. I think the most obvious answer is that we have short films and animations. We also happen to be the shortest section of the Black Knights Film Festival. And we have we are eligible to nominate certain films for EFA, the Academy Award, and for short films, as well as BAFTAs. So I think that's what sets us apart in terms of profile. And what really separates us from maybe more high-profile festivals around the world, which screen short films and animations, is that we don't have a premiere requirement, which means that we do have a lot of European premieres and world premieres, but we have a wider selection of films to put together like a really solid, diverse, inclusive program.
Speaking of PÖFF Shorts program, what could be the highlights of this year's PÖFF Shorts program?
The highlights every year are the competitions, of which we have 6. So there's the live action section, the animation section, which has its own student film sections, and for children's animation we also have a competition. I think PÖFF Shorts is also a very important platform for Estonian filmmakers. We have a national competition which is also eligible for the EFAs and the Short Film Academy Award, the right to be nominated, and then finally we have Rebels with a Cause short film section, Rebels with Their Shorts, which is kind of a program that links the main festival and the short films in a very interesting way.
What are the most important factors while selecting films to PÖFF Shorts different programs?
I think we try to find a very wide array of filmmakers in terms of background, gender, and the sort of the breadth of the topics that are covered. We try to find what is most relevant to right now and today. I myself put together the queer program, and yeah, it's always interesting to see different takes on like different issues. I think that's one of the guiding factors. So of course we We want it to be of the highest quality since we get to nominate films and yeah, we're just looking for really great films.
Yeah, that is the essential part of every film festival, right? But this year's pretty new initiative is hashtag Go Long. What is this all about?
So Go Long is actually happening for the second time. We tested it as a pilot project a couple of years ago, and it's again one of those things that makes us special as a short film and animation festival, is that we get to be the bridge between features and short films. While we love and appreciate short film form as a medium on its own, we really see that these short films can be calling cards for filmmakers to start their feature film journey. And Go Long is the initiative where we ask different filmmakers who have been in our competitions to participate in one-on-one meetings with panelists who will give them different guidances and tips on how to navigate in the feature film world, sort of to get a head start, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, and it's also really necessary in orienting, in navigating in the film world, right?
For sure.
PÖFF Shorts is renowned by its cool and youthful parties. Can you tell us about the parties of PÖFF Shorts this year?
We have a lot of different interesting events planned. Some of them are classics, like for example the night cinema, which is pretty much a marathon screening of different films. And this year, for the first time, we are partnering with Solaris Center to allow for a dog cinema, which means that pet owners can come with their dogs to the screening, which is probably one of the craziest ideas we've done. In terms of events outside the cinemas, we have the legendary tram party still happening, which is a part of our award ceremony on November 11th. We try to, every year, have the shortest award ceremony in the world. We've usually clocked in at 15 minutes. This year we have a little plot twist in the making. So hopefully, yeah, you get to join us. if not in the award ceremony, then at least in the tram.
Yeah, and last but not least, you mentioned the dog cinema. That is totally new initiative and totally new thing in PÖFF Shorts and in overall PÖFF. How did this idea came?
So basically, Solaris Center approached us asking if we would be interested in doing such a screening. We were interested, and funnily enough, we had already curated a different screening, which was also about dogs and animals. So we picked a couple of those and tried to figure out what would be the best way to screen these films so it would be comfortable for the dogs and their owners. And yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. So,
yeah, that would be really the cutest screening.
For sure,
PÖFF,
for sure. And then yeah, we even have a special film there as the last film. It's a four animation screening where dogs can bark as well. So it's kind of like a barking ovation maybe. So let's see.
That is so cool. Thank you so much, and enjoy the festival, and stay tuned and stay alive.
Thank you.